First, it's about the place. You know, nature provides this incredible studio. Like this one, it kind of makes me feel safe, like I'm just protected here, and I could be painting for days. Nobody would really know. Plus, it's just beautiful. So I made my way to the Puget Sound. I mean, I can see Canada from here. And what this gives me is just this wealth of like seaweed as brush. So what I'm going to do is just come up with handfuls of it. And therein begins the painting. Everything I need will be right around me. I just have to find it. This all started when I wanted to get into painting more deeply, and I've always, I guess, my whole adult life I've loved abstract art. Once I got it, you know, it used to seem like a crazy, messy thing, and then one day I saw the brilliance in it and everything changed. And I decided to give it a try. And in order to force myself to do abstract, I decided that I was not going to use a brush. Seaweed brush, number 415. So what do you use? And then I thought, let's go out. Let's go out into the nature. Let's go out into the woods. Let's go out into wherever And I gave myself this task, this kind of challenge, that go out there with paper or canvas and some paint and make the painting with whatever I find around the area that I choose to paint. So I'll wander around and I'll find sticks and feathers and weeds. I've painted with rotten apples. Recently I found a deer tail, a white-tailed deer, and they all become my brushes. So it's also the kind of thing that the actual natural tools, the natural brushes I discover, inform how I paint. So I couldn't help but be forced into an area I've never really explored, which was abstract art. There's nobody in the history of human civilization has ever painted with that, ever. So I don't know what it's gonna look like. And I have this feel for color and composition and the typical things you're always trained to know whenever you learn graphic design and art direction. So that informs it too. That's all part of me, part of it. But it's really kind of fascinating because when I put the canvas or the paper down and I go hunt for objects, I have to just kind of anticipate what those things, the kind of mark those things will make on the canvas. And it's exhilarating at the same time scary, which is probably, you know, an overall description for art itself. Because every time I find a stick or a rock or a clump of dirt, I've painted with mud before, and you think when you go in, you anticipate what that's going to look like on the canvas. And as soon as you do it, sure enough, you have to adjust. So you have to be in the moment 100% of the time, which is also something that doesn't come naturally to me. You know, I'm always trying to plan or anticipate. So because I'm in the moment, using things I've never touched before and things that have never been a brush before, abstraction happens. But it's so exhilarating to do that. It's probably a recipe of like 5 parts exhilaration, 8 parts fear. Because at any moment I can do it, put the paint on, put the charcoal on, or whatever I find, and it's the wrong move. So I have to keep going, but that's part of art. I mean, I essentially mess it up until it's great. It's been a journey. It's been a lot of fun. And each place has its own different vibe, which is not a surprise. Everybody knows that nature is different everywhere. But when you're in nature, in the landscape, creating art, there's a difference. It influences the art. It influences the artist. So out here, with the challenge of painting with mud, the right brain kind of kicks in. And nature, to me, is very generous and nurturing. When I'm out here, I'm jumping inside myself, and nature is guiding me. At the same time it's guiding me deeper into myself, it's also pulling me out of myself. And the thing about being in the moment is a lot of times it's generated by this physical presence. You have to be, like for me, I have to be in nature to do this art. Nature is using me to paint, so maybe nature has actually found me in order to do its art. So I can come out here and talk to the seagulls and sift through sand and mix paint into seaweed and do all that, come away with an art piece that I'm proud of, and that kind of infuses me even when I go back into my daily day job corporate life. You know, there's still this visceral presence of nature and art and creativity that helps me. That is awesome. I mean, the thing is that what's interesting is that this beach is so rocky that it makes the surface uneven with the canvas. So my thinking is maybe I can get some water, put it on the canvas, use the charcoal from this campfire log I found, and the pools of water will bring this charcoal down. And what's cool is I can guide that liquid around the painting in a way to almost make lines. So it's like this natural way to kind of help create this drawing. Every time I discover something like that while I'm painting, I wonder what it was like for the first cavemen, you know, when they're essentially doing the same thing on the wall of a cave that's not smooth. And it's, you know, basically, it seems like art was discovered about 30 minutes after fire. So they just grabbed the charcoal, you know, the burned wood, and started drawing. It's kind of, in a way, you know, getting in touch with my inner caveman artist guy. The moment I start. And then inspiration kind of percolates all the way through whenever I'm doing it. Even the mistakes I make are basically just more opportunities to do something that makes the piece more successful. But I have to have almost no mind. And that's when the magic starts for me. It's like I'm on this path. It's like I'm chasing something I'll never catch. Every time I do a piece like this, it propels me forward to new things. And I'm pretty psyched about that.